Welcome back to another episode of Homestead SMP, and we finally get to put all this that we've done together. We finally get to use everything that we have automated through this entire process to make concrete and dyed concrete and a bunch of other things, including glass. We finally come down to the moment where we could set up our first building here in this block, right in the middle, which is my central hub building. This thing is going to be massive, have multiple floors, and have the ability to pretty much house everything that I could possibly ever think of. However, this building is not going to house everything. This building is going to be certain machines to produce certain items. And then I have 4 quadrants that I will be building into, and I believe Cthulha is cooking up something for me for this setup. Because I think she wants to make a gas station, which I think is pretty awesome. So I know a lot has changed, and you know, we have a lot going on. Especially like that bridge is going to change. I believe we're going to be doing a marketplace over across yonder. I know there's a couple of us that want to set up something of like a stall or a building to sell certain products that we're going to be making. I'm most likely going to be doing concrete. I'll be selling concrete. So a lot of this will move, but it will remain as part of our setup. So that might actually be one building that will house my concrete production. And then I will probably also look into doing dye work as well, to where I get different colored dyes and make sure I have that automated. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my very first time lapse of this building getting built. I am super excited because, like I said, this is the first time that I've ever done a time lapse, and I hope I do this the right way. So I hope you guys can bear with me on that. Anyways, this is massive, like humongous. Like, let me show you the list here. So we have 17,122 concrete, 6,033 framed glass, 5,880 gray concrete, and 3,732 stone brick. Like I said, this is going to be a massive build, and I'm super excited to see this in its final resting spot. And then I'm even more excited to see this finally finished when I have all the quadrants set up and I have an idea for what I want to do for each quadrant. So without further ado, let me get everything set up. Let me make sure I have enough gunpowder for this thing, because I have no idea how much gunpowder this is going to take. But it's going to probably be a lot. I have no idea. So let me get this situated, and then we will move on to the time lapse. So I'm going to see, how much gunpowder do I have? Yeah, 2 stacks hopefully will be enough. Let's go ahead and clear that out. Put this stuff away. All right. Oh, this is wonderful. Now, there are some things that I will have to fix once the build is done, because if I look at the main list after resetting it, they're still showing some white concrete, and then there's one of the floors I missed 5 of this black stained glass bricks. So I have to fix that, but that's going to have to be after I lay everything down. Now for the white concrete, that's not going to really matter much, because hopefully that will get covered up with either some of the concrete or or I'll be able to find it a lot easier. I know some of it is on the very bottom of the build, and the other parts I'm not entirely sure where they're at, but I will eventually find them. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump right into this. Oh. Okay, so after that lovely time lapse of this getting built, I must say, the schematic cannon, extremely slow. This entire build took 5.5 hours for the schematic cannon to shoot everything out. And in this mod pack, there really isn't a way to speed that up. Unlike other mod packs where you have like time in the bottle or, just dire things, time wand, things like that. This was rough, but it is completed, and I do hope you enjoyed that little time lapse. Yeah. I will have the elevator up and running probably in between episodes. I have to make these redstone contacts. I do have a couple on hand, but definitely not enough to get all the way up to the roof. And then on the roof, I kind of want to do something special where there's like an industrial fan at the very top of this shaft, which will also be in place of the windmill here. So I'm going to take the windmill and put it up on the top of the elevator shaft, and that's going to be power, a little bit of power. Now, granted, I'm going to also be getting into the steam engine. Yeah, the steam engine, and getting power that way, so I could get rid of all these water wheels, because this takes up space. It doesn't give me a lot of, stress units. This is only 512 per wheel. And with the steam engine, if I can make a singular max steam engine right here, one, I'll be able to build something into there, which, like I said, I believe Cthulha wants to build me a gas station of some sort. So I'm looking forward to that. But it will give us a better creativity layout than having to try and cover up all these water wheels and it just not come out right. So I'm super ecstatic for that. I cannot wait to see what we can come up with on this. And then of course there's going to be more things added to this, because right now it does look a little plain, but this needed to get up. And then once I'm able to get these rooms filled up, it's going to be even better, because it will have the dynamic lighting. It'll be more aesthetically pleasing than just a flat surface as such. And then later on down the line, when I get the ability to, I will go back to the original glass that I planned on using, which was the black stained glass, because I feel like that looked a lot better than the framed glass looks. However, I don't have the machines to make that, so it's fine. But yeah, so my next goal is to get up to the roof with the elevator, make the industrial fan kind of like air conditioning thing, but it's going to be the windmills, and it's going to provide power at least for the elevator. And then what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to dedicate like one side of this. So if we go in, I'm going to see if I could dedicate one side of this to be like steam engines and stuff like that. And then the other side, I may end up moving all of my storage over to here, just so that I could have everything more centralized, and then do something, either fill it in or do something else with the underneath part. Because right now I still have an underneath part that has all my storage and everything laid out, but I want to have this in somewhere where I'm going to be a part of and going to be inside every day, then be underground. Like this doesn't look pretty anymore. I got chain drives everywhere. I got these lines set up still, which I will be taking down. I'm done with this for right now. I will be moving this entire setup. I'm going to be reconfiguring and putting up in a single room. So that like one of these rooms will be everything here to make concrete. And then what I can do is the room across from it will be set up to do all the dyes. Maybe not all the dyes, but the ones that I want. So black, white, gray, light gray, cyan, you know, things that I'm going to be using for the future builds that I do have planned going on here. So I'm super excited for that. I found out who put the heart here. Ethernal. I appreciate it. It came out great. At first I thought it was Lanzi because she has a heart-shaped pool at her base. But yeah, I found out it was Ethernal. And Cthulha is doing her thing over there. Her build is coming out awesome. I am super jealous, you know, and she's just trying to figure out positioning of all her machines and everything. She's doing awesome. Ethernal, he's already pushing it. He's rocketing through all these. He's already into MV, which is crazy. Like, he's progressed a lot, which I'm thankful for too, because then you know, we do have access to using his machines, so that may also help us progress even further, utilizing his machines and getting our resources at a faster pace than what we currently can with the steam engine or the steam powered machines. There's only so much these can do. Yeah, and I made a lot of glass. I made too much glass. I wasn't sure how much glass I was going to need in general. More glass though, the better, because my other builds that I have planned are going to also include a lot of glass. So getting that already stocked up is perfect. So yeah, in between episodes, I'm going to tear all of this down, including the windmill. I'll keep my fueling station alive. But that's only going to be self-powered. I'm not going to worry about powering anything else, except for, of course, my storage stuff, until at least I get it moved in over to the building here. I'm super excited. Once I have the elevator working and we can go to each floor, I will be able to give you a nice little tour of what the plans are. Because right now, I could only, you know, get you to here unless I do some like ladders just to get to the next floors. But what I will tell you is these are service tunnels. These are going to house all the piping, the chain conveyors. Everything is going to try and be as hidden and as possible, clean looking. So everything, I have a three tall space in between each of these floors, and that is how I'm going to hide a lot of this stuff. So it's going to be mainly, you're going to see machines, you know, automation lines and stuff like that, but you're not going to see stuff like this, chain conveyors and stuff, unless it's going through it at an angle as such. But I'm going to try and avoid doing something like this, to where the frog port will pass things through the floor instead of chains going from one floor to the next. I have a plan. I just have to execute it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end it off here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. It was kind of interesting learning this for you know, doing the first time. I've never done a time lapse before, so you know, don't murder me on that. Anyways, if you liked today's episode, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, tap the notification bell for future episodes and streams, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.